I know. I have
I
the
was
tablet.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at this today. That's
Yeah.
what I'm paying
All right.
attention to.
Well, are you ready? We're on the mic with Melissa Ebsch, and I have two outstanding people with me. Do you want to introduce yourselves? How about you?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you go.
I'm Trigby Rude.
And you are part of
I'm
the.
part of the, oh my God, right away, Association for Community and Culture.
Wonderful.
And I'm Paula Grzinski. I'm the Vice President of the Association for Community and Culture.
Well, speaking of Association for Community and Culture, what is this? Nobody knows.
Well,
we got to get it out there.
We have a great groundswell of people. So it really, I think, came about. A small group of us were talking about how much we believe in our communities and care about our communities. Some of us have grown up here, like Trigby. Some of us are a little later to the game, but a group of people who really wanted to be citizens like we're supposed to be citizens, which means be organized and give feedback to our elected leaders. So I think that's kind of how it started and where it started.
Yeah, it's a really interesting group in the fact that there was a lot of public outcry when the university decided to close, and the amount of people that care about the facility, it's huge, and so people were talking, and I grew up a block away from the university, so I've been involved in it, literally picking up garbage there in 1970 as a kid, to taking classes before attending UW-Madison, and so I have a real connection to it, and so do a lot of people in this area. So to see it go away is sad, but what we need to do is find a use for that facility to continue it, adding some sort of cultural resources to the community, and so that's what this group is all about.
And I think that was some of the impetus for why we gathered, but that is not our start and our stop, right? Like that's the first guidepost on the road to making sure that we're able to give input. So we don't want people to think that this is just about the university and giving feedback. It's about giving feedback on community and culture, and it happens to be the university. But we know that if we're organized as a group and listen to our members and other people, that we're going to hear more things about what else matters to them and who else we should be trying to have input with and sitting at the table on other issues as well.
Definitely. So whose idea was it to come up with this group, or was it kind of a collective idea?
I think it was. I think at first we just thought we were going to be a group of people sitting around a table, and then there were more people who wanted to be at the table, and then at one point we realized that being a formal nonprofit and becoming the Association for Community and Culture probably was in our best interest. If you join, you're called a friend. We don't have membership dues, even though Trig is our treasurer. He doesn't have a room, doesn't have any money to play with.
It's an easy job.
Oh, yeah. I like those ones.
So I just think that the idea of having something more formalized, so that, as Trig said, going to the county board, first and foremost about the university, that we just had a little more kind of stature and a little more organization if we were officially a nonprofit.
Okay.
Yeah, the group grew very organically, I think. Again, because there were so many people interested in it, and there was all this chatter in the background, I'll say. And, talk only gets you so far.
Oh, yeah.
Action is what counts, and that's what we hope to accomplish.
Okay. What are you thinking about if for the UWGB? Do you have any ideas of what you would like to see happen there?
So last Wednesday we had our first meeting of all of our friends, and we had a huge group at the lodge. I'm really, really pleased with the turnout, and they came up with a lot of ideas. So we don't have an answer to your question because we don't have one idea. We have a whole bunch of ideas. And our next meeting, we just decided, is Wednesday, April 2nd, 5 o'clock at the lodge again.
Right.
Everybody is invited. We would like to have RSVPs, and we'll get that information out about how you can RSVP. So that group will continue to move us down the road of formalizing these ideas, kind of figuring out which ones might be viable in the constructs of what John LaFave and the county board is saying related to finances and those kinds of things. So we have pages, literally pages. Wendy DeZerk, who's our president, has put together all the ideas, and we're looking for all those ideas, right? We did not go into this with, we knew what we wanted to do and we're hoping people were going to be along with us. That isn't how it was. We were open to whatever kind of crazy idea you may have as an individual. And when you get in a room of people, you're like, oh, this isn't so crazy. I guess other people.
Some of the best ideas are the crazy ones.
Yeah, there's ideas all the way from, trying to continue it as a educational type facility to maybe a community living room. Some people have called it. A startup hub. There's just a plethora of ideas, and again, that's what we're looking for. We're not going into this saying this is what we want. We want to hear what the public wants.
Yeah.
And currently we have 152 friends.
Wonderful.
Which has happened literally in a month, over a month's period, and we're looking to grow because we want people's input. We want the public's input. That's what we're all about.
And if they wanted to give you input right now, how would they go about doing that?
I don't really think that we're taking, emails from people.
Okay.
We really want people to come to our next meeting so that we can be in a room and have a discussion, and they can understand the parameters that we're working with, right? The county board has certain parameters financially and otherwise. So we prefer people not just shoot off an email or, send something on Facebook. And we really want it to be part of a community, which is why the word community is in our name. We want them to be part of a community and a community discussion versus, hey, I have an idea, I'm going to blast it out and let them deal with it.
There it is. Yeah. Wow. Well, you guys sound like you're going to have some excitement with this group, I feel. And I think it's awesome that you guys are willing to, I don't want to say pick up the pieces, but kind of fill that void between the community and the county board or whatever entity that you're trying to work with. So,
and I think we found that, I personally found that there were so many people who wanted to have a voice, who were waiting for a formal way not to be the Lone Ranger with an idea, that they wanted to be in a room and on our email list because we're sending out the information, right?
Correct.
So I was surprised by how many people, I always knew that people really believed in our community and cared about it, but how many people actually wanted to be actively engaged in it.
Yeah, the turnout at our first meeting was fantastic.
That's wonderful.
About 80 people showed up for that, which, we didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
And so very pleased with that. And we hope the momentum keeps going forward and we continue to grow and
definitely
are able to listen to folks.
Yeah. Well, I think you guys are on a good path. And again, when is your next meeting?
Wednesday, April 2nd.
April
is our
2nd?
next community meeting, 5 o'clock at the Lodge on Main.
All right. Formerly Ironworks.
Correct.
Yes.
Formerly Ironworks. All right. Well, this is some great information that you guys got going on, and I'm excited to see where everything is going to go and what's going to happen and all that good stuff. So, thank you for coming in, and I'm going to get you on the schedule for next month so you can give us